Food scarcity may soon give way to surplus if the federal government can pull through its public-private partnership arrangements for mechanized farming. Minister of Agriculture and Food Security Abubakar Kyari disclosed this in an exclusive chat with the Rise News correspondent Tolu Ojewumi. The minister also spoke about other government interventions.
Mr. President directed CBN, Central Bank of Nigeria, to hand over 2,150,000 bags of assorted fertilizers, ranging, I think, about 3 different types of NPK, urea, and SSP. So we received that last week here at the ministry, the Central Bank governor, with his deputy governors and some members of the staff, came here and handed over the golden gift of Mr. President to the farmers. So that, if I want to maybe translate it into an understandable volume, amounts to about 3,580 trucks of fertilizer. So that is to tell you in perspective of understanding the volume that it is. So as we are now, we have received the letter handing it over, but we have also requested for the Central Bank of Nigeria to give us the locations of the various assorted fertilizer. I'm sure maybe probably wouldn't be in one place, because that is also amounting to 107,000 metric tons of assorted fertilizers. So as soon as we get the locations, which I'm sure is spread across the country, we'll now swing into action. And in time, like I mentioned when the Central Bank governor came with his team, that this is coming at a very good time.
HM, mechanized farming is something that Nigerians have been clamoring for years, for decades. And then we have like 5,000 tractors in Nigeria. We need not less than 72,000 tractors. You know that
that's right,
pretty well.
Yes.
In November last year, a memorandum of understanding was signed with John Kyari, that's the U.S. agricultural equipment manufacturer, to supply Nigeria with 2,000 tractors a year for the next 5 years. Speak to us about that development. What's the workability of that?
I would like to say this is for the first time we've gone this far. John Deere had been approaching Nigeria for quite some time, and they have never gone beyond what we have done now. We have signed the MOU. They're to deliver 2,000 tractors per year, and at the end of the day, after the first year, they're to assemble those tractors in country. So right now, they have a facility at the Lekki Free Zone that they're going to assemble these tractors. But as we speak, they were here 2 weeks ago, on the 6th precisely of March, and we frowned at their slow pace of delivery, because if we signed the MOU in November, and here we are in March, and supposed to deliver 2,000 in the year 2024, then by March you should have at least nothing less than 500 at the end of March. So hopefully, and they have given us some of the challenges that they are facing, but we are working hand in hand to make sure that that is achievable. And we have extracted some commitments from them so that we can get at least 500 by April, May. Yeah, and by May, I think it was by May, and then the rest by September of 2024.
Now that takes me to the 42,000 tons of grains promised the masses. It's been postponed again. Are there issues arising that we need to follow up on?
It's not as if it's postponed. It's still ongoing, and it's getting to the right places. So it's ongoing, 42,000. In addition, we have the Rise for Market Stabilization by Mr. President, which is 58,500 tons of milled rice that was procured from the millers. What we didn't want to do was to go to the market and purchase foodstuff. In fact, in line with that, we had even solicited for, we sent an advice to the World Food Program, who are also a United Nations-based agency, who is also in the buying of humanitarian foodstuff. We have asked them not to buy from the market so as not to exacerbate the food price inflation that we have now, because when you have big money flowing the items, the foodstuff, there's a tendency of it to increase the price.